Now back here at your mixer, so you've got your main left and main right going to your speakers and subs and however you got it set up. So now what we're going to do, let's say if you want to plug in a microphone, just like I showed you with the speaker, you're going to take the male end of your XLR cable, as you see here, and just match the poles with the holes, just like that. And then you're going to plug your microphone into this end. Now, as far as what you see here, you have what's called a, if my phone will work, a gain. And basically the best way to, every microphone's different, and the best way to set this, okay, leave your volume completely off on that channel. And then just talk through it at normal level, and it's really a good idea to kind of get louder with it. Be a little aggressive when you're testing it, because you never know who's going to be talking, and if they get really excited when they're talking, they're going to get louder and start shouting at the microphone. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring it up. In fact, I'll show you a demonstration. Alright, I'm going to demonstrate just basically what you'll look for, right? So here why do I not have power? Oh, because I don't. Okay, so you can see that we've got our mixer light powered on here. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to set your gain level here for a microphone, and this basically goes for anything that you're plugging in too. It could be music or whatever, but for the sake of this video, we have a microphone plugged in. Like I said, be aggressive when you're testing it, and kind of shout into the mic, give some puffs and buzz, and so you can see what it does. So here I am tapping on the microphone, and you can see that there's a what's called a clip LED. It's not doing anything, but let's say if I crank it up way high. Alright, now you can see it start flashing. Don't generally want that. Now if it's, when somebody's talking, if it flickers, here or there, not a bad thing. But if it's consistently when you're talking, flashing or staying on, especially, what you're going to want to do is turn this gain down until it stops doing that. Like I said, if it just flickers a couple times, that's fine, but basically you don't want it. You want it just under where it's doing that. So, in this case for this microphone, it's about right there. That's just this particular microphone. As I said, every microphone is different and will vary. So that's the way you test it. So once you have that figured out, then you can come over here and just bring your volume up to where you want it. Now this is your master volume. Generally the way I will do things is I'll set it either somewhere around here or even at 0, depending. But you're going to want your microphone up to about right there. Bring it up to 0, thereabouts, and then you can bring your main up from there. And then let's say if you got music, okay. So just like I showed you on the speaker, and now this is important to make sure that your left is left and right is right. So let's say, for instance, I come over, which one is this? Okay. So now let's say, for instance, if I come and do, I think it was this channel. So let's do your orange. It'll either be red and white or red and black, or in this case it's orange and gray. So your orange is your right channel. Oops. And your gray is your left channel, just like that. And then same thing with, just start playing music where it's going to be at the left. And let me say this: play music on the device it's going to be used on. Play it at the device's highest level, and then turn your gain up from there. And then once you start seeing the clip light go, then just back it down until you don't see it anymore, and then you can adjust your volume from there. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, most iPods and most phones generally you want to take your volume up on the phone itself or on the iPod itself, take it all the way to max 100%, then back it down 2 notches, and that generally will put it where you want on the phone. If you want to be extra safe, put it on 3, and then you can adjust it from there. But that'll put it at its best potential for its loudest potential. And then just adjust your volume here for your music, and then you can adjust your volume for microphone separately. And basically it's the same process for DJ controllers. Now if you have a DJ controller, let's say for instance that has 2 XLRs left and right, then just pick 2 channels. Say put left on, or let's say you got left on 1, right on 2. Then what you're going to want to do is come down here and you'll see pan, and again this is on any mixer, not just mine, but you're going to do all the way pan left for your left channel, and then pan all the way right for your right channel. Simple as that. And then just make sure that both your gains and both your volumes are exactly the same on both channels, so you get even distribution there. I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty basic. These monitors and effects and everything I'm not really worried about. Now let's say if you're comfortable enough trying to EQ a little bit on a microphone. Now I will say, make sure if you're doing any kind of music, make sure all your EQs are flat. We're at 12 o'clock, so they're not adjusted. Now if you want to try and do a little EQ on the microphone, be very careful, make very subtle changes. For instance, this microphone tends to be a little bit boomier, and it also depends on the voice as well. Listen to whoever's speaking in the microphone. If it sounds really rumbly, then take your low out of it a little bit. And listen to it. Listen to your mid-range. If you think it needs a little bit more mid-range, you can add it or you can subtract it. And the high level, if it's really shrill, take your high range down, your high end down. Or if it's really rumbly and mid-range, then you're going to want to boost that just a little bit. And just kind of do it until it sounds natural. But make sure you don't get too much feedback from the microphone from doing it. If you're getting really high-end feedback, then you're going to want to bring this back. If you're getting a real mid-range feedback, then you're going to want to bring this down. If you're getting a rumble, which you really shouldn't, then you're going to take your low end down. And basically just also, if you start getting really heavy feedback and you can't really control it, then bring the volume down altogether until it stops. Because different things can cause feedback through a microphone, especially if you're standing in front of the speaker. That's when you're most prevalent going to have feedback. Now you will notice, I'll go ahead and show you this too. Most mixers will have RCA inputs as well. Get rid of these. So let's say you have some kind of RCA input. It doesn't matter what it is. Maybe it's all they have is a if you have a connection that's auxiliary or headphone jack to RCA. Plug them in here, and then in this particular mixer, not all of them are going to be this way. You're going to want to see where it coordinates, but in this particular one, it'll be controlled by this channel, and do the same thing like I described with the gain and your volume as you would with the 1/4 inch. And that's basically it. Pretty simple. So let me know if you have any questions, or if you don't understand something. Again, leave it in the comments, or shoot me a private message, and I'll try and get back to you and try and make it as clear as I can.